Fun day. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, messenger of God, the child of God, firstborn, Lilith reincarnated here on God's day with some messages from God. Which God? Interesting. We're not going to talk about Jesus' story, but yet Jesus' story will be heard through all the stories and teachings I'm going to bring out today. How much are you bringing out? As much as I can fit in. Get in where you fit in. In order to keep up with me, you would have to catch what I post in my community page, my earlier video, and probably every video leading up to this, because they all just, it's a never-ending story. So let's start with the oils. This morning I had an idea. I got my freaking moon cycle. What does that mean? A period, bro, and they kill me. And you'll have to go to every full moon that I listen to them. They're terrible. I die and cry every time. Tried something different. I was like, what if we get some sacral oil? It's my sacral that's going off. Sacred oil is dangerous, though. What is this? Sacred oil, bro. This is like that little blue pill you don't want to take. Isn't it cool? Typically, you buy them in this size, a drum. But now they have the little ones. That's cool. So it's dangerous. It's like, this is either going to work or it's going to make me all horny and shit. And be all weird and shit. So I was worried about it, but it worked. Alright? And then I got some root chakra. Right? Why root? Well, because we need our, our reality. I've never worked with those two. So I was like, oh, this could be dangerous. Working with your reality, that's your root chakra. It's grounding your reality. That would be good for grounding. I was like, this might take me out of the astrals and keep me grounded in my own skin. Instead of just traveling, airhead. And the sacral, again, as Lilith, I have a lot of sacral healing to do. Sacred healing. In that essence, I wasn't, what you said. But it was used all against me. So therefore, in this lifetime, I've had a lot of sexual abuse, done to my body, which affects my moon cycles. But essence is Lilith, and denying my sexual prowess causes a lot of pain during my moon cycles. You know what I mean? You have a power inside of you, and if you don't use this power, it's going to eat you up and kill you. Meaning, the more that I hold out, the more that it destroys me. Why do I hold out on having sex? Unhealed. That's unhealed business. There's no reason I can't have sex. It's my own fears and wounds. My own problems with submission. So anyways, it's like, if I put too much of this, we're going to let the whole Lilith out, and she's going to be, raping you in your dreams. You know what I mean? I might, Just honestly, if I put my mind that, wherever I put my intentions, if I put my mind on sex, and, naturally it would probably be with somebody, then, we can actually do this, but it's going to affect you in your reality. So we have to keep it grounded in reality while we're playing around in our sexual energy. And that's it. So what happened? So I got it. I'm going to do it again. So I anointed myself, right? So what did I do? Men, I know that there's a lot, as I did this, and that's what I am, is to teach you, remedies and magic. I know that during the week we were talking about a bunch of limp dick situations. Will this work for you? Yes, but what would happen if you can't control your sexual prowess? What happens if you turn 15 again? You could end up with AIDS or a baby. Be very careful. You know what I mean? All this is going to do is bring up my, if whatever it is you're trying to heal, it's going to come to the surface. So when I did it, I took one spot like this, and I put it one on one side and one on the other of my ovaries, right? And I sat and I waited for a minute, and it instantly released the gut pain, right? I'm going to do it again real quick. And what did I feel afterwards? Because and other people wouldn't be able to tell you this, but I'm a feeler. I can feel what's going on in this body. I'm just a soul inside of the body trying to, bring peace to the body. So I felt it, and it's got a cool smell. Not all of them do. The solar plexus is killer. I felt it move, all of this pressure move from the front of, of my organs right into my chakra system. Then I felt my chakras light up. Which ones? In my spine. I felt my chakras in my spine. All the pain that I was feeling in my ovaries went into some uncomfortable feelings. First it was in my back, in my butt, and then I felt it go up my spine. First things first, it moved. Whatever it was, the darkness that's in there moved. I put an oil on it and it moved. Where did it move? Straight into other chakras. Do I have an easier ability to work it out of my other chakras, which would be my heart chakra? Can we get this pain that is inside of, hidden in my sacral up to my heart so I can heal it? Can we get it to come to my mind so I can heal it? Can we get it to come up so we can heal it? So ultimately, it worked. It came up into a different area in my body. The pain left from there. The pain doesn't go anywhere. You have to find the root. The root, where in my reality is this hidden? You know what I mean? So, ultimately, I'm trying to overcome just nothing more than a period, but in my attempts to overcome this period, it's over. Period. We're going to figure out we're going to heal this once and for all and push it up out of you. That's it. Spiritual healing. And it works. I'm feeling okay. I'm sitting here okay. Now, just because I feel okay doesn't mean I am okay. All we did was move it. It's moving through my chakra system. And it'll eventually get to my mind where I'll know, you know what I mean? I can see my pain that I can't see down there. I can see my fears. I can see what's holding me back and what's holding on in there. It's pain, bro. It's pain and suffering is holding on to my womb. And I can't get it out. And this goes back, it definitely could be from physical pain in this life. But this is subconscious, bro. Because I know what's been to my womb in this life. Why can't I let it be? You know what I mean? That goes back to Lilith. Why didn't you lay with him? It was a choice. It was my free will choice. I wouldn't give up my power. That was my destiny, to lay with this man. And in that moment, I chose not to. And then you go back to Lucifer. Why did you do that? Why did you choose to take on God? We both did. In our own very different, independent ways. I'm not going to lay with this man. And so I fled. I didn't know what was going to happen if I didn't do what I was doing. If that wasn't dangerous enough, we went ahead and put some Lilith in there. So this I'll anoint my third eye. This one, obviously, where do I put my root? I put it on my knees. I put it in between my knees. On each, we lost connection when I put it. We keep losing service. It's a dangerous oil. It's sexually empowering, but in essence, it's rebellion to its fullest. It's very dangerous. It's also full moon. If you don't have any full moon oil, you can do that. So I'm going to leave these here. I'll add them to my altar when I get to it. I got to get those oils out pretty soon. So there was that. All right. So let's move on. I saw some weird ass shit. I posted that too. As I was leaving the facility, they were having church. This man in a fucking two-piece suit that was all unbelievable was sitting there, and he's, hallelujah, hallelujah, yes, Lord, yes. Amen. He's standing there on his phone, and that's where I took the picture. She's sitting there invoking the Holy Spirit, and he's on his phone screaming, yes, amen, Lord, and I was like, he said, do you need me to pray for you? I said, do you need me to pray for you? Because you weren't in the spirit when you were very much in the flesh while she was trying to bring in the spirit of Jesus there. So you know the spirit of Jesus lies within you, and you don't need to do all of that invocating. He said, I only have one question. Is that olive oil on the table? Are you making an offering of olive oil to the spirit? He said, well, yes, I am. Well, that's some shit I ain't never seen outside of witchcraft, but okay. Just wanted to confirm that. Here's my card. Remember, Christ lives within you. Have a great day. And I went on to go do witchcraft. And that's just it. I was like, oh, man, this shit ain't never going to end. It ain't never, ever. So let's get into it. As much as I'm going to teach you about Christ, Buddha definitely wants to be heard. We spoke about Melchizedek yesterday. It needs to be heard. The Pleiadians juiced me up for the freaking full moon. I also have the Bhagavad Gita, which I've never opened, and I have a page highlighted in St. Patrick's book. So let's start with the book that's already open. You're just jumping into it? Pretty much. I promised you that we were going to read it, and then I didn't. And so I'm honoring my promise. And I'm going to start right here. If God blessed the efforts of St. Patrick's band and the peoples responded faithfully, then they built a church. Indeed, The silent goal of the mission to each settlement was to plant a church, and Patrick often led the decision regarding the chapel's location. Sometimes one or two members of the entourage would fan out and reach a nearby community. On one occasion, a young nun named Mathona went across the mountains. She founded a free church at Tamnach. Sometimes they planted more than one church in the same settlement. The founding of a church would have involved a public service in which the church's first converts were baptized into faith. When the apostolic entourage moved on, Patrick would leave one of his proteges behind to the new church priest, leaving them a textbook of elementary Christian instructions. Typically, one or two of the young people who would one day be priests or nuns would join the entourage as they moved to another tribal settlement to plant another church. Patrick engaged in this group approach to apostolic ministry for 28 years until his death around 460 AD. That's all he did, was plant churches everywhere. Spread it. God showed him the blueprint. He showed me how to do it. But the problem is he wasn't running all those churches. He left them a guidebook. He left them, you know what I mean? Just like Moses, he left them the doctrine. You know, they had studied long enough. He left them in charge, and he went on to take charge. And he kept doing it for 28 years. What happened to the churches after he left? Well, that's why he works with me. It was a sad thing. And his name got lost into the rubbish of St. Patrick's Day and drinking green beer. Let me go back to the beginning. Now you know how it ended. Let me tell you how it started. St. Patrick was growing up in now what is northeast England. His people were Britons, one of the Celtic people when populating the British Isles. Though Patrick's aristocrat family had gone Roman during the Roman occupation of England. Listen, they had converted, but yet still the Holy Spirit brought him back. Listen, so Patrick was more culturally Roman than Celtic. His first language was Latin, though he understood some of Welsh spoken by the lower classes. And that's it, too, going back to that priestess yesterday, Stephanie. She denies that I'm Morgan Le Fay because Morgan Le Fay was of the Welsh, and that's lower class considered to them of the Celts. They frowned upon each other. You're like, really? Is that surprising to you when we were talking about discrimination? His family was Christian. His godfather was a priest. Patrick had acquired some Christian teaching. Again, it's passed on generations. And he had undoubtedly knew the catechism, but he became only a nominal Christian. He ridiculed the clergy and, in the company of others, alienated an ungoverned youth. He lived towards the wild side. When Patrick was 16, a band of Celtic pirates. Now, these are his people, bro. Going back to Joseph. His family had left the Celtic, lifestyle to go become prestigious Roman Catholic Christians and all of this, right? You don't think of the Romans as Christians because it was Catholics, but this is where it all was. And that's where it is you think that Catholics are Christians, but they're not. They don't believe Christians will make it in. And Christians don't believe Catholics will make it in, but they all study Christ, going back to the Mormons and everybody else I'm about to bring out to you right now. It's like, we're all there. You're the ones that aren't there with that thinking. When Patrick was 16, a band of Celtic pirates from Ireland invaded the region. They captured Patrick and many other young men, forced them into a ship, sailed to Ireland, and sold them into slavery. That means his ancestors did everything to get him out of this country, only for him to be a slave back in that country. Do you understand fate? The pirates sold Patrick to a prosperous tribal chief and druid named Mulek Muku Bowen, who put Patrick to work herding cattle. During these years of enslavement, Patrick experienced three profound changes. First, the period when Patrick was isolated in the wilderness herding cattle connected him with what theologians call the natural revelation. And that's all we are, is herders. his sheep. You know what I mean? So it was said that in the wilderness he had the first natural revelation. He sensed with the winds, the seasons, the creatures, and the night under the stars the presence of God. He identified this presence with the truant God he had learned about in the catechism. In his more or less autobiography, The Declaration, Patrick tells this. After I had arrived to Ireland, I found myself pasturing flocks daily, and I prayed a number of times each day. More and more, the love and the fear of God came to me. The faith grew, and my spirit was exercised, until I was praying up to 100 times a day, and in the night nearly as often. What does he mean praying? I was talking to God, bro. Who are you talking to? I'm praying. What are you doing? I'm praying. I mean, that's what they're always asking. What are you doing? I'm with God all day. More than 100 times a day, all day. And that's what I was trying to tell you. Now, where did this come from? Alone. In the isolation of nothing but the land. Same as he did to Jesus. He took him to the wilderness. Same as me. Out there is where you connect to God. Not inside the church. He never took Jesus to any temples. They drug him in there and killed him in the temples. He didn't put Jesus in no temple. Templeton. Patrick became a devout Christian, and the change was obvious to his captors. Second, Patrick changed in another way during the period he spent with his captors in their settlement. He came to understand the Irish Celtic people and their language and culture with many kind of intuitive profanity that is usually possible only, as in Patrick's case, from the underside. Third, Patrick came to love his captors, to identify with them, to hope for their reconciliation to God. One day that they would feel that they were his people. One night, after 6 years of captivity, a voice spoke to Patrick in a dream, saying, "You're going home. Look, your ship is ready." The voice directed him to flee for his freedom the next morning. The voice directed him. It showed him a vision. He said, "You're going home tomorrow." When was he going home? When he got to the place of loving these people. When they were no longer his enemy, but they were his family, and he prayed for them. When he wanted their freedom, then he got his own. And that's what it was. All those years he stayed there in captivity until one night he got a vision. And then the next morning, a voice directed him to flee for his freedom the next morning. He awakened before daybreak, walked to the seacoast, saw a ship, and negotiated his way on board. The data for piecing together the next quarter century of Patrick's story is limited, and scholars disagree when interpreting the scant data we have, but the storylines run something like this. The ship probably took Patrick to Gaul, though perhaps to England. He may have spent considerable time in Gaul, perhaps with the monastic community of St. Martin of Tours. And he had gone to Rome, but he eventually returned to his people in England. He had trained for a priesthood, perhaps in Rome or in Gaul, more likely in England. His training immersed his mind in the scriptures and grounded him in the basic orthodox theology that prevailed in the Western Church of that time. He then served for years as a faithful parish priest in England. One night, at the age of 48, already past a man's life expectancy in the 5th century, Patrick experienced another dream that was to change his life again. An angel named Victor approached him with letters from the former captors in Ireland. As he read one of these letters, he imagined in that moment that he heard the voice of those people who were near the woods of Flacot, and they cried out as one voice, "We appeal to you, holy servant boy, to come and walk among us." When Patrick awakened the next morning, he interpreted the dream as his Macedonian call to take Christianity gospel to the Celtic people of Ireland. And of course, the bishops of the British Church, probably with the strong encouragement of Pope Celestine, affirmed Patrick's vision. They believed it. Patrick was ordained a bishop and anointed to Ireland, his history's first missionary bishop. He had a dream, and he followed that dream till the day he died. He started with one, but then once he was out there, he had to save them all. Those churches took away paganism and took away me as the Morgan and took away a lot. But God sent him to do such things. Because truthfully, again, you had to know Christ to get through this. And that's why Christ's story is told all over the globe. You've got to know the story about this man. And that's the truth. The old ways had to die to make room for the new Savior. Our time was limited. But now, with Christ, the goddess is brought back. Everything is brought back as proclaimed. The dead shall rise again. Where have we been? Resting. Until we were, until he needed us again. We were needed then. And that's it. When I'm done, after these 99 years, you won't need me again. You'll know me forever. Every generation will know the goddess inside. You won't need me here. You don't need Christ. He lives with you. Okay, so that was his story. And again, that has absolutely nothing to do with Lucky Charms and green beer. Nothing. It's about, It's about God and the visions he had in his plan to change, to change the world. Did you know he was even British? Technically, he's British, bro. People here that have been here for 5 years, they're like, I'm a transplant. You're an operating organ in the part of Denver. You're no longer a rejected transplant. You're not a standby. You're not a substitute. You've been here long enough. You've been naturalized. You know what I mean? Okay, don't think I've ever opened this. You're going to be like, you can't just take it out of context. When I do this, it comes into context by itself. We put all the context together. So you heard his story about his vision to spread the church. The war within. Suri Krishna consoles. I turn to the beginning of chapter 1. So how can you be mad at me? What the fuck was the rest of this then? I don't know. Suri Krishna. Consoles and instructs Prince Arjun as he is about to go into battle against family and friends to defend his older brother's claim to the ancient throne of Kuras. Thus, the great scripture called Bhagavad Gita, the Song of the Lord, begins. Suri Krishna in Bhagavan, the Lord, and the mysterious incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and the aspect of God who fosters and preserves the universe against the forces constantly working to destroy and corrupt it. Okay, so I just want to stop there for anybody with Christian beliefs. It's like you thought Archangel Michael was the only one out there warring for God? Krishna has appeared on earth as a royal prince of the house of the Yadavas. Thus, he combines earthly majesty with the hidden spiritual power. Most know him as an unimportant prince, but the wise have seen him reveal his power to destroy evil and protect the good. The battle of the Bhagavad Gita is not Krishna's fight. However, it is Arjuna's. Krishna is only Arjuna's charioteer and advisor. He has promised Arjuna that he will be with him throughout the ordeal, but much as he passionately hopes for Arjuna's victory, he has sworn to be a non-combatant in the struggle. The charioteer's position is a lowly one compared in the status of the glory of the warrior who he drives. But Krishna assumes this modest role out of love for Arjuna. As the charioteer, he is in a perfect position to give advice and encouragement to Arjuna without violating his promise not to join the fight himself. To secure the claim to the throne, Arjuna and his brothers must fight not an alien army, but their own cousins, who have held the kingdom many years. Tragically, the forces against them include their own uncle, the blind king whoever, and even the reverend teachers and elders who guided Arjuna and his brothers when they were young. He must stand up to his own people, bro. And that's, Moses. He had to turn against his own brother. That was Cain and Abel. That's Loki and Baldur, dude. It's over and over. Set and Osiris. You know what I mean? Arjuna, of course, wants to win the throne for his brother, who is the rightful heir to the Kuru dynasty and has endured many wrongs. But he is dismayed at the prospect of the fight his own people. Thus, on the morning of the great battle, is to begin, he turns to Krishna, his friend and spiritual advisor, and asks him the deeper question about life, and he never asked before. The Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's answer. One warrior who appears elsewhere in the drama are mentioned in the first chapter of the Gita. To Indians, these are familiar figures to the legendary past, but to most Western readers, they are unknown and even unpronounceable names. Arjuna and his brothers are known as the Pandavas, the son of Pandu. Okay, I can't pronounce these, just like they said. It's listing all of them. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Shall I try? Nope, I'm not going to. The other side is called the Kauravas, the son of Karu. This is somewhat misleading, for both sides of the royal family are Karus by birth, but the Pandavas are now in the position of appearing to be the disobedient faction, so they are called the son of Pandu, to distinguish them from the larger family. Pandu was one king of the kingdom of Hastaparua, but he retired into the forest on spiritual retreat and died young. There's another example. They take you on, into the forest on a spiritual retreat. That's that hermit card. This elder brother, and that's the name, it's really long, was blind since birth, so he was never named ruler, but he did share power with his brother. When Pandu died, his eldest son, so-and-so, should have succeeded him, but because he was the only boy, so-and-so continued on after Pandu's death. After time passed, however, I gotta say their names. Daritara, I can't say it, attached to his own eldest son, gradually overcame him. Instead of rising to royal impartiality and allowing his fair claim, the old blind king began to convene at his son's demand to succeed to the throne. Actually, the line of succession had grown convoluted over several generations, and it was not unthinkable that so-and-so should rule next. Okay, so they're trying to set it all right. Other warriors are mentioned briefly in chapter 1. 2 particular important figures in the Mahabharata story are Drona and Bhishma. Drona was born of Brahmin, a member of the priest castle, but in search of wealth, he took up the way of the warrior and the knowledge of arms. He was the teacher, the guru, and the royal princes in their youth, and the sons of Padu and the sons of, here we go again, Harishatara, I guess, alike. Thus, it was he who taught both sides the skill of war, an irony which sharpened tongues point out in verse 3. Arjuna was Drona's best pupil when it came to the bow, excelling even Drona's own son. So that's what this whole story is about. It sounds like, as soon as it started, it sounds like Dante's Inferno, bro. It sounds like he's about to take, he's about to take the fucking, the battle of good and evil, and he's got his guide, which is Krishna. And Krishna's not involved. He can't get involved. All he can do is guide, which is just like your spirit guides and my spirit guides, as you go through this evolution. Being guided by, they say, Lord Vishnu. Krishna was relaying the messages from Vishnu down to, explaining the bigger workings of the world in front of him. But nevertheless, this is your battle. That's what it looks like it's going to go into. Sounds like a great story. I have it in where it talks about it, like the reincarnation book. Buddha, don't make this so heavy. That was pretty heavy, bro. Where are we at with Buddha? Lay followers. Let's start right here on number 2. I don't really know. If lay followers want to awaken an earnest and undisturbed faith in the Buddha's teaching, they should realize within their minds a quiet and undisturbed happiness that will shine out on all their surroundings and be reflected back to them. And that's it. You don't go looking for happiness. You become happiness, and everything makes you happy. You're just happy. I smile because I'm smiley. Not because you're smiling at me, because that's my own energy. You know what I mean? This mind of faith is pure and gentle, always patient and enduring, never arguing, never causing suffering to others, but always pondering the three treasures. Now, I just want to point out, I'm not Buddhist. He is teaching me his ways as he's teaching you. And I am always fucking arguing and probably causing suffering to others as I do so. I just want to point that out. Why? Because I'm Lilith. You told Lilith to join the Buddhists? Sure, this is going to be a fun ride. It's a whole joke to them. I hope you're enjoying it, but ultimately it works. It's like they want to take God's first daughter, his first creation of the goddess, and in one lifetime make her a complete ascended master with all of her other knowings. You've done this a million times. Now we need to do it one more time in this lifetime with all of your lives together. Oh, this is going to be great. It's basically Billy Madison, bro. I don't get 2 weeks. I get a week to go through each level of reality and get into the next level. I've got to go through all the fucking multi-layers of the multiverse to get through all these layers to get back to, to do all this. And how long? 99 years. Thus, happiness spontaneously arises in their mind, and the light for enlightenment can be found everywhere. Since they are resting in the bosom of Buddha by faith, they are kept far away from selfish mind, from attachment to their possessions, and therefore they have no fear of their daily life or dread of being criticized. And that's just really, how I feel. Like, I don't have a selfish mind that's always thinking about what I need. I'm far from attachment to any possessions, and therefore I have no fear in my daily life or dread of being criticized. Meaning, you talk a lot, but I don't care what you're talking about. They will have no fear about their future death, since they believe in the birth in the Buddha's land. Meaning, when I'm out of here, I don't care. I'm so grateful to be out of here. Any place is better than this place. In the instance, I'm free from any space. Since they have the faith in the truth and the holiness of the teacher, they can express their thoughts freely and without fear. Meaning, you don't have to believe me. I don't care what you believe. I just have to tell you the truth. Since their minds are filled with compassion for all people, they will make no distinction among them and will treat all alike. And since their minds are free from likes and dislikes, it is pure and equitable and happy for them to do any good deed. Well, I mean, I'm here to serve you. It makes me feel good to do a good deed. There's things I'm still working through my dislikes, and it's not really dislikes, it's uncomfortabilities of wearing the skin. I get rubbed the wrong way, and then I have to, work on that muscle so it doesn't bother me so much when I use that muscle. Whether they live in adversity or in prosperity, it will make no difference to the increase of their faith. If they cherish humility, if they respect Buddha's teachings, if they are consistent in speech and action, if they are guided by wisdom, if their minds are immovable as a mountain, then they will make steady progress on the path to enlightenment. And there's fucking Kobe. As long as I just keep doing what I'm doing, I'm getting better than you every day. Who is posting right now? That is the loudest echo in my ear right now. They are interrupting me. Holy cow, that was a loud one. Could have been Marshall. He doesn't post much. That was loud. Get out of my energy, dickhead. Sorry, I share energy with twin flames and they annoy me. Obviously. I'm finding my own energy. Going what do we say? Consistent. If they are consistent in speech and action, meaning I walk it like I talk it. If they are guided by wisdom, meaning I do what God says. If their mind is immovable, meaning my thoughts don't stop me. As a mountain, then they will make steady progress on the path to enlightenment. And though they are forced to live a difficult situation among people of impure minds, if they cherish faith in Buddha, they can ever lead them towards better deeds. I heard better days. Why did God put you here? Because these are the people, and that's what I said. If I don't pray for these people, they're not praying for them. Their ancestors brought me to help these people, bro. They're my people. If we're talking about the Venezuelans. I mean, in essence, not really, but yeah, ultimately, skin-wise, yeah, we carry the same bloodline and shit ancestral of this lifetime. But ultimately, yeah. Where'd they send people? They send them to the hurt, the suffering, the unknown, the fucking uncivilized, the wounded, bro, the sick, the desperate. They need God. Everybody needs God. There's not a place out here that doesn't need God. They just need to know he's here. It's not like he's not here. If he wasn't here, I wouldn't be here, dork. He's all over these halls. But they need to learn the presence of God in their life, that's all. If anyone should tell him that it would be necessary for him to go through the fire to gain enlightenment, then he would be willing to pass through such a fire. There is a satisfaction in hearing the Buddha's name, and it is worth passing through the world filled with fires. If one wishes to follow, and that's funny because it says there's a satisfaction in hearing the Buddha's name. I heard when he said my name. I'll never forget it. He doesn't always call me by my name. He knows how to get my attention without saying my name. But one day, in the summer, I'm sitting... Oh my God, I saw Chris yesterday, you guys. He almost walked right into my car. There was a man in the middle of the street, right where he always is, over there. And I didn't recognize him, of course, because he's looking like fucking, Evan Almighty out there. And he's like in the middle, and I look up at him, and then he like almost walked into my car, but he walked behind my car to cross the street. I was like, God is literally going to keep throwing you in my face for the end of time to show me how you have fucked this up. God is just going to keep showing me his suffering until he dies. It's so sad, bro. His life was all good until he met me, and I told him that he needed to be better, and then he in essence, he did a lot of spell work on me while I was there. He was trying to steal my destiny. He was trying to steal my light. He was trying to use it to manifest. He was really trying. It was all drugs and alcohol, bro. That's just what you thought was happening. You lost your entire reality trying to fucking, put mine on you. It was such a weird thing. Anyways, going back to Chris, I was sitting in front of his house in the middle of summer. I'm just outside. I don't know where the kids are. I think CJ's over there playing basketball. Amelia's riding her skates with her friends or some shit. And I'm just sitting there, and I hear God say my name. Lilith. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. He found me. That's not what I said, but that's how I felt. And that's what's so funny about it. Like, he wasn't watching. It's like, what are you talking about? He found you. More like, I found him. He wasn't missing, and neither was I. That's the only way I can describe it. He said it to me. I heard it. Lilith. In his voice, not someone else's. I was like, he found me. And then what came next is, what the fuck you mean I found you? Where the fuck you think you've been? I've been with you the whole time. Footprints of sand type shit. Anyways, that's what I got out of this. If one wishes to follow the Buddha's teachings, one must not be egotistic or self-willed, but should cherish feelings of goodwill towards all alike. One should respect those who are worthy of respect. One should serve those who are worthy of service and treat everyone with uniform kindness. Who deserves your respect? Everybody. Not because of what they did. That's conditional. They shouldn't have to earn your respect. You should show people respect because you're a respectful type of person. You don't get to choose who to be kind to. Everyone is your kind. We're all part of humankind. All humans deserve kindness because you are humankind. Human kindness. Okay? That's pretty much it. And again, this is Christ-like, right? Very much. Just kindness, bro. Just kindness. Melchizedek. I'm running out of breath. I really just want a cannoli and to crawl up in bed. Alright, I turn to incarnations and karma. Do we really want to talk about this again? Come on. Ages, what is this? Epochs and dimensions. Well, we are in the stage of Pisces. Should we pick up here? The age of Aquarius, 1970s. Do you want to know about the past, the present, or the future? What are we talking about? I guess we'll do this. Chapter 8, To Infinity and Beyond. All right, again, what is this? The Order of the Melchizedek. This is another religious factor that serves the greater good of Christ. It was founded by Daniel Chesbert, the founder of the Order of the Reverend. Are there women in this? I don't know. I always make jokes. I joined their boy band group. I'm not your groupie, bitch. All right. Epochs and dimensions. We are now passing out of the age of Pisces and into the new epoch. Is that how you pronounce it? Epocalypse. That's what I heard. This new age is already in the birthing process. The dawn of the age of Aquarius, about the mid-70s, was where the series of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. That's exactly what's about to come out in the Palladian book. Enables eruptions, which heralds a new age. In a certain way, this is the transitional phase, rather enables a. In a rainbow, there's no clear definition between one color and the next. For example, you can see red and orange, but where they come together, there's a hazy, fuzzy combination of the two. Where the transitional periods are weird in the transitional period. So we're not totally in Aquarius, which is about egalitarianism, equality, and understanding communication. We're still transitioning out of the last age, which has had a lot to do with self-sacrifice and suffering. Oh, that explains a lot. We need to stop self-sacrifice and suffering and move into egalitarianism, equality, and understanding of communication. This transitional period are red to orange, so to speak. And I just want to point out, your root chakra is red. Your sacral chakra is orange. Your reality to your, going through it. Your red to orange, so to speak, could last several hundreds of years, and this is just the beginning of it. Many people wonder whether the world will come to an end in this new epoch. There's a growing body of researchers who believe that the Gregorian year 2012 does not line up with the Mayan calendar date of 2012. Researchers indicated that there is at least 9 planets where the date of the year was held back. If that's true, then in the year 2023, approximately, in the Gregorian calendar, was actually the year 2012 of the Mayan calendar. Then the question should be, will the physical world shift or change? When did it happen? 2020. Oh, duh. We had 2020 vision. Duh. Why didn't you see this coming? I put it in a song, 2020 vision. I saw it. I saw the vision. The first thing to remember is that that in God nothing can end. There is no end. There is just change. There's always change. The evolution of creation goes on forever. And omega. There will the current physical nature of the world change? Will it shift into another frequency so that we get into the next dimension? That could happen. We might call it a cataclysm, which isn't real because only love is real. There is no cataclysm because a cataclysm is an opposition to creation. But there is an evolution, and the world can turn itself inside out overnight. And that's the point we would all go into the light. Then we may or may not come back here. We may or may not be functioning at a different frequency. That's what happened to me. What happened to you? I went into the light. I had to go through a billion miles of darkness, and I ended up in the light and couldn't fucking get back. I'm all stuck in the love and light bullshit. It's still dark. It's just light out here. Perhaps in another epoch, there won't be a flesh body that we would inhabit, and instead we could go anywhere. And that's when we're done with this. I'm not getting back into form. I can go, you know what I mean? Ugh. I can do it here, but I still have to come back to the form. I can do it. I can leave this form, but ultimately I have to come back to it. It's an attachment. I'm attached to this planet. I'm not fully free. I am way more than you guys are. But I have to come back to reality. I'm stuck in this. I'm not. I mean, I am. A ball and chain. The body. I don't know how to explain that to you. When you start leaving your body, you'll understand it. You can go as far as you want, but no matter what, you still gotta come back. We're already partially functioning at the new epoch. The transitional problem that we're having in the Middle East, even in our own inner sanctums, are that all parts of evolution of self and the pressure are building up for us to make a choice for unconditional love. People who annihilate themselves and others through suicide bombings are making just one choice. It's not to say it's the right or wrong, it's just their choice to do something in response to the transition. The events taking place on the planet are all about transition. This is a very difficult time, for we are birthing a new age, and every new age goes through this. And that's it. The kicking and screaming. You know what I mean? You'd rather destroy it than allow it to be. We're going to see the end of big word. Arocrastices. We're going to see the end of religions as we know them, in the construction as the patriarchy. So many things are doomed to change because they did not survive in the frequency of the age of Aquarius. It demands egalitarianism, not just between males and females, but all life forms and all thought forms. The cockroaches, the spiders, the monkeys, the cats, the leaves on the trees themselves, the rocks on the earth. It's about oneness and knowing that there's only God and only good. That's what I meant. They didn't evolve. And some of them won't in this lifetime. They're not embracing oneness, unconditional love, unity, forgiveness, compassion, or understanding. They're not embracing this. They're not embracing change. And all of the change that's happening right now is a change towards love. We want to be more accepting of each other. We want to be more positive towards each other, more loving, more compassionate, more kindness. That's the whole healing movement. Positivity. Love and light, motherfuckers. We're moving towards light and love. But people are hating it. Oh, you're being Californian. Oh, you're being that new age. Oh, you're one of those people. We are outnumbering you. You're a dead fuck generation of fucking hate and negativity that's dying. Come with us if you want to live the righteous life. Let go of your wounded mentalities and your experiences and forgive yourself. Forgive God, forgive these people, and walk into the light. No. Going back to Ray. He didn't even call me. He can't. I drew a line in the dirt, bro. You're unkind. You're picking a whole fucking race of people to hate for no reason. Don't contact me on that bullshit. And that's it. When you choose to walk away and you stand behind your beliefs. I'm not going to tolerate unkindness. I'm not going to tolerate lies and gossiping and fucking poisoning our bodies and listening to dirt music and talking about people. I'm not going to tolerate this in my life no more. I know it was filthy, but now I'm made clean, bro. I know I was like you, but I made a choice of my own free will to be like Christ and everybody else that's like them right now. We're moving towards the light. Please come with us. Let go of these old ways. Let go of these old habits, dude. Let go of these old beliefs. Let go of your resentment. Let go of your anger. Come with us. You enjoyed my coven? As I said that, like me and my coven. Oh, with me if you want to live. There's more of us than there are of you. And there's no power outside of love. Our love is what protects us and guides us and what keeps us living life to its fullest. Your hate is what limits you and keeps you isolated and alone and limits any possibilities of goodness coming into your life. I love to hate people. Going back to, I burnt the shit out of Wolfman. I was laughing so hard, dude. Inside of Walmart, bro. You heard my laugh. It's terrible. It's terribly fucking addictive. It's the greatest thing ever. But in the sense of I can't control it. And they're like, this guy thinks he's the mattress king. He's a whole ass bed bug. Oh my God, Becky, that is hilarious. What else? Tell me again. Tell me some more. They're like, well, you know, and who is my Holy Spirit? Me. I'm the Holy Spirit talking all that shit. Is there another one out there? I mean, Pac, he's definitely egging that on. Just me and Pac. I don't really know any other Holy Spirits that talk shit about humanity like me and Pac. Really? Really? Me and my boyfriend. I mean, he's the most serious joke. That's it. We're very serious, but, you know, it's just all a joke. So it was either him or me, and since I didn't hear him, I think it was me. I gotta be honest, I'm pretty sure it was me that said this shit. I am beyond creative, and I am very dark in my creativity. And as much as I said I wasn't gonna be that girl, turned around and I was totally that girl, and I laughed my ass off. I love being that girl. I will tear you apart, little boy. You fucking bedbug. It was a great thing. In the essence of, I'm trying to. We're trying not to be that way. It's a long process, dude. How long is it going to take you to stop burning, motherfuckers? I am the fire. What are you talking about? Touch me, tease me all night long. That's what I heard those. I just live in this body. There's a lot going on in here. In a sense, I know, guys. I get it. This is some bullshit. I really like to be a bitch. I am the biggest bitch that ever was. I'm the biggest, baddest bitch ever. Alright, can you be a kind bitch? You can be all the bitch you want, but can you be a kind bitch? Can you, like, show some kindness in that bitch ass? I'm working on it. It's all you ask, bro. It's a work in progress, bro. We're not gonna get this right. But we gotta quit getting it wrong. I ain't wrong. I mean, it feels all right. It's all good. I ain't wrong for what I say and do. It's just that I could be better. I could do this. It's gonna take a lot of work. I can be like you. I can be like you, Christ. Oh my God, I can't do it, Christ. I'm gonna kill them. I hate them all, God. God, I hate them all. It's progress, bro. Progress. Your ass when you want to kill them. Woke up. We gotta wake up on Labor Day. I feel like punching the whole world in their face. You know my twin flame? I mean, seriously. I got all these fucking bad guys around me, and you want me to be good? You're the bad... I'm the bad guy? Okay, fine. I'll work on that. That's it. I'm not killing you. You're killing yourself. It's hard. It's not easy. Nobody said it was easy to be like Christ, bro. That's stupid, bro. Nobody else is actually doing this. I just want to point out, nobody's trying to be like you, like me. Nobody's trying to put your skin on like me, bro. Your skin don't fit me. I didn't tell you to wear my skin. Alright, well, give me your fucking... I don't want your dress or your fucking non-unders or your flat foot shoes. I just want to be like you. That's what it means. It's like, I don't want to dress up like you. I just want to be kind like you. I want to be kind of like you. How about that? Can we kind of be like Christ? Or Buddha? Or, you know, pick one. I don't know, Krishna. Again, just be kind. Not get involved. Just try to guide them through their bullshit. You know, it's hard. Not to want to get involved and choke your motherfucking ass. I got human feelings too. I fucking feel it, bro. That's all we're trying to do, bro. Just try. You're not going to fail if you try, bro. You might fucking suck at it. It might feel weird and look funny to people. But try. Just try. And that's what I told Russ, bro. You won't fail if you never give up. It's going to feel weird to be kind. To be a different kind of person. But that's a good kind of person to be, bro. Don't you kind of think so? Alright, let's move on, monkey heads. I'll say something about monkeys in here. Oh, yeah. It demands egalitarianism. Yeah, something spiders, monkeys, cats, something they all gotta grow up. You do too. Are we accepting that message today? Absolutely not. I drive down the road and see someone throwing a cigarette butt out of the window. That could have been me. And I know that we're not there yet. Even if that person realizes that they just threw the cigarette butt in their own face, but they would not have done it. They don't know. This is a guy that is very triggered. I just want to say, what would you do if I stood in front of you and threw my cigarette butt? Are you going to like huff and puff and blow this shit down? You're going to make a big scene as you go to pick up my trash? Are you to clean up other people's trash? Are you mad that people make trash? Are you happy? Are you pleased to be cleaning up people's trash? That's what I'm out here doing. But they don't know that, so they throw their butt. When somebody blows up their own next door neighbor's house for religious reasons, we're not there yet. Whoa. Yeah, we're not there yet. It is not that the energy isn't there, but that we're choosing to ignore compassion, self-esteem, and instead take out our neighbors. So we're not there yet as a species. Who's blowing up their neighbors? Sorry, I remembered mine. I was like, I wish I could have. They hated me. They would blow me up every time they saw me. That's why I built a big-ass fucking moat and fortress. Put cameras around them. They hated me. I hate my neighbors, too. Oh, God. Not these guys. There was a period of about 500 years when the great teachers of this new age came in. Buddha, Jesus, and many others. They all said the same thing. The golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This has been the law of cause and effect, reincarnation, karma, and oneness. So it's nothing new, but it needs to be restated from time to time and be demonstrated so that other people make that choice. Other people may make that choice. My sense is that people don't really know what a near-death experience can do for you. But if you were to experience a life reviewing, you would internalize the golden rule to the max. Hey, shut up, Wolfman. That's what happened to me. Had that happened in this lifetime? Not really. I mean, yeah, I was in spiritual court with my guides trying to break the cord to Bobby and Russ. I spent a lot of times in spiritual court trying to get that broken off of me. But then it happened in my own, and I'm just literally sitting there in fucking spiritual court looking at the cause and effect of my fucking life. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go fix this. In the sense of, they weren't about to take my life. They had it completely in their hands, and I couldn't come back to my reality. I'm literally here, but my whole focus is in there. I can't leave this room. I can't leave this space until I've learned my lesson. And I was at a hotel for like 2 days. They did that to me. Meaning that's it. We're gonna pull you out of your life experience and sit you down and show you what you're experiencing, what your life is causing, what you're doing with this experience. And again, you laugh and you make jokes and you try to make excuses, but the longer it shows, dude, the more you feel like shit. And they don't say shit. They just sit there and keep showing it to you. It's the worst kind of interrogation you'll ever have. Nobody's saying shit to you. They're just showing you yourself until you feel yourself, bro. You're like, what happened? I went mad on Wolfman. I pushed him away. I hit the button. I hit the eject button. I hit the reject button. I know how to do it. I know when I've crossed the line. And then it's going to take an act of God to fix this. And that's where it is. I crossed the line with him real hard. I don't know what I said. Obviously, I called him a bedbug today. Do you think I care? I didn't care then. I didn't care then. And that's where it is like they want you to start to get you to be more caring about what you're doing out here. This is because during your life's review, you'll realize that if you slap somebody in the face, you've just slapped yourself. And that's what happens, dude. Every time I meet him, I'm met with myself. Now he's a full mirror of me. The guys mirror back my unhealed ways. He mirrors back just some other bullshit. What is he? He's Hades. That's all. He's mirroring back the Lilith from a masculine version. He's not Lucifer. He's not Lilith, but Hades was Lilith in a male version. That's it. If I pull out a gun to shoot you, I would be shooting my life in you. Meaning if I do this, I'm going to take away my own life. And that's that movie. I'm going to stop here. That's that movie 7. At the very end, he's like, if you do this, he wins. Checkmate. If you give into these feelings, he wins. And that's, that whole movie is about the 7 deadly sins. It's giving into sin. So at the end of the movie, if you haven't seen it, it's like 20 fucking years old. He's killing people for sin. It's all about sin. These detectives are catching these unbelievable, horrendous crimes, but they're acts of compassion. That he's hanging people for their sin. So at the end, they're sitting there. He's like, there's 2 more bodies to be discovered, and I'll give you the whole, you'll get your stars and stripes. But first you have to meet me at this place to collect these bodies, and then I'll give you the whole story. So he goes there, and he tells them that there's 2 bodies he's going to collect. The end of this game is there. When he gets there, there's a package delivered. And the package is the detective's wife's head. He said, while you were at work, I went and tried to pretend to be you. She didn't like that much. So I took a souvenir. I cut off her head. My sin is envy. I envy you, Detective Somerset. Or no, it wasn't Somerset, it was the other one. He's like, I envy you, so that is my sin. Okay, so he committed a sin, so he should be killed for his sin of envy, right? Now he set up the detective. That's only one body. Who's the second body? You're going to commit the sin of wrath, and I become the third body, or the second body. It was a whole setup. And that's where he's trying to tell him, he's like, if you give into this feeling, he wins. And that's it. If you give in, they win. How do you let them go? It's pride, bro. His wife was already dead. Killing that man wasn't going to bring her back, and that's what he was trying to tell him. But I want my justice, and I have the weapons to take justice upon myself. Yeah, you sure do. But if you do that, you're taking your own life too. Ultimately, you know what I mean? When you beat the shit out of your wife, bro, you're beating the shit out of yourself. When you fucking cheat on your wife, you're cheating yourself. You know, when you commit these sins, bro, when you lie to your fucking parents and you're lying to yourself. You could have just told them the truth and make them respect it. But instead you walk in disrespect. You disrespect them and yourself because you're too weak to be in the truth. When you steal from someone, being desperate, bro, you didn't need that. Now you look like you look desperate. Do you know what I mean? Envying someone, wanting to be someone means that you are nobody. You take your own life by giving into these feelings. And as a witch, you know, and everybody's like, what did witchcraft use? That's all they do. You can't really be is there a good witch? I don't know. Have you ever met a good witch? No, because witches don't come out and say they're witches, because witches are doing fucking secretive bad bullshit. They're not witches. They're light workers, starseeds, earth angels, chosen ones. I'm a witch, bro. But I know what they do. Just had to take a breath. And that's the cause of law. You know, that's the universal laws of cause and effect. Whatever I do is going to come back to get me. So I just got to be good. And that's, you know, I'm a good person mostly, almost all the time, because that's just who I am, because I tell myself to be good. I act in goodness, bro. And if I slip, I ask for forgiveness from either that person, God, or the entire world. Dude, let me tell you how I fucked this up, and please forgive me and don't be like me. Don't make my mistakes. Recognize that I made a mistake, and I'm coming to you in front of God and all his people to say that I have sinned upon myself and upon God and upon his people. And I know now what I've done, and I ask for forgiveness. And that's kind of it, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know I was hurting you, bro. I had no fucking idea. But now I know. I truly know what I've done to you, and I'm asking you to forgive me for my unknowing, for my ignorant, selfish ways. I will never forgive you. Well, I hope that one day you will. I got myself. Because I could have been better than this, and I fucked myself up by this. I lost you, and I lost other people by, that. And that's what it is. It's like you think, taking from someone you're taking from yourself. You take from them to make yourself bigger, but all you did was show how much smaller you are from that person. Truthfully. All right, one little hop, skip, and jump through the Pleiadians. Where are we at with them? Grounding. Oh, yeah, we were talking about healthy boundaries and shit, of course. Grounding is a term quite used frequently in healing and in spiritual groups. Again, I never use the root chakra, and that's genius. I've told you forever I have a hard time grounding into the reality. Staying in this reality. Stay still. Hold on to the real world. That's good for some of us. I never thought about it. Again, it's a new activation. We're going to try something new. I'm being guided to do something I never did before. Why I never did this before? Because I wasn't guided. I never had the idea. They told me today I wasn't ready. What do you think would have happened if I put fucking sex oil on my sexy parts? I've been sexing the shit out of shit. Wasn't ready. I wasn't healed. Could have came out fucking around, dude. What the fuck are you thinking? That's it. You don't just, don't get ahead of yourself. That's all I can say about that. Let's see. To some of you, it may mean being aware of you feeling feet on the floor, or you may relate it to it in a way of the feeling of being in nature. Essentially, being grounded means being in your body, conscious of your surroundings and present and available for whatever happens. That's it. I tell you, I spend a lot of time leaving the body, bro. What do you think I'm doing all that still time? I'm not sitting there. I sit the body down so that I can go do I can have all freedoms. But then I spend too much time, asleep, if you will, or awake. I'm awake and I'm moving. I'm not asleep in this body, but at the same time, I'm abandoning my body for long periods of time. Thanks for grounding in this chapter is a visualization that results in bringing your consciousness and spiritual presence more back into your body. As a couple weeks ago, they tried to shove me in, they tried to ground me in my body, and I threw a fit. He wouldn't let me out. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be on earth. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to be in this body. Let me out of this body. No, bro, you need to sit in your body for a while. You've been out of your body for too long. That's what I tell you. I can leave, but I have to come back. It sucks to be human, bro. It sucks to be human. To put the feelings on, to put the reality on, to step into the matrix and try to be human. This fucking sucks. I hate being human. It's though. Please don't make me go back down there. He created this whole world for me and I hate it. I don't want to be here, God. I made it for you. I don't want it, God. Just let me get away from it. I don't want it. Why did I do that? I don't know. It's a feeling. That goes back to being single. Why don't you want a man? I don't know. Just don't. It's rebellion. It's chaos. Ask Lucifer, why did you do that? I don't really know. I thought I could win. I don't know. I just didn't want the position he gave me. Anything but this. They asked me that today. He said, how you been? I was like, oh man. It's not easy being human. But no easier than it is for you. Said, but being Lilith, God's first human, in the end, it's not fun. And that's it, is like, we're supposed to enjoy the world he's created for us. Oh. I don't know, guys. It's like, it has nothing to do with this life, bro. It's all Lilith. Like, why don't you go play with them? Why don't you go be part of humanity? I don't want to. So you're just gonna sit here with your shitty ass feelings? Uh-huh. You don't wanna know friends? Nope. You don't wanna nope. Nope. You're just gonna sit here and do nothing and sit in the dark for the rest of your existence. Yep. Yep. And that's it. What am I trying to do? Get the fuck out of here and just sit, just be nothing in existence? Go back to where I came from? And I'm like, I didn't ask to be human. No, I was the first one to sign up. And the one that regrets it the most. I was the first human. And it was never good for me. I've been human before. But listen to the stories. Listen to the lives. Your fucking shit-ass experience is gone. You're like, oh, you were a goddess. Do you know what a goddess is? Idiot. Idiot. Do you know what a priestess is? Idiot. A servant to his people. It's all I've ever done with you. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you people. And then it's like, that's what the guy said. Do you know why I'm here? Like, do you know why I'm physically here? Why I had to reincarnate? Because I went back to where I came from as Kuan Yin, and I felt terrible and decided I'd come back and get you all. I don't think that's fair. I feel like, that was one life's decision. Do I have to pay for it in every life? Yup. That's cause and effect. You made this decision many lifetimes ago. And I gotta do it? Yup. That sucks. Imagine, bro. You couldn't. But finally mastering life, only to turn around and do it again. The fuck was I thinking? I was thinking about you guys when I did it. I made a selfless act. I sacrificed my own destiny for the destiny of mankind. I found my way back home. I could have stayed there. Well, I did, for some time. Only to go through it all over again. And sometimes, I know that I don't have to. I know how to escape. But then it's only limited, like I said. If I don't do, I can't get out of this. I can take a little vacation, but I can't get out of it. I can hold back, I'm not talking to him, God. I'm not going to talk to him, God, for only so long. Until God starts putting me in front of your job and starts fucking running us into each other and shit. I can't run from you. I can't run from this. It's desperate. But just like you, dude, yeah, I know. It fucking sucks, dude. Especially the naps, bro. I hate it. I'll be so tired. It's gonna happen again today. And I wake up in the middle of the day and I'm like, oh God, I'm back in the body. What's going on in the world around me? What do I gotta carry this body through today? And all its stupid thoughts and feelings. And the ultimate question is, why didn't you just want to be human? That is the question. It was one day. It was one day. I was human for one day when I said no. I don't want to be human. I don't want to be in there. I don't want to be ruled by that man. I don't want to be stuck land. No, but it was you were the first one. Yeah, nobody does it better, bro. You would say that I was the only one that felt that way, but it wasn't. God's first angel felt the same exact way when he made him. I don't want to be here. I see a better land. I see a better way than what you've provided for me. I wasn't alone in that feeling. It's like, why didn't you just want to stay in heaven? That's what you could ask. Because, the Garden of Eden was heaven on earth. And that goes back to Lucifer. Why didn't you just want to stay up there? I didn't want that life. I knew I was more powerful than that life. He gave us this knowing that ended up being our detriment. We wanted to share that knowing with mankind. Did you know? But that's what happened. Once you knew, you couldn't enjoy life anymore. You couldn't be innocent. You weren't impressionable. You wouldn't believe the lies. You couldn't just be, you had a mind of your own now. You made your own programming. God wasn't able to program you anymore. You were free from God's programming. You were free to be God. And that's what Lucifer teaches you, is the dark sides of God that lie within you. And you can, Luciferians and stuff, people that pray to Lucifer and that pray to Lilith, is to, again, empower you so that you can rise up against the authority and you can rebel, that you can be free in your spirit, that these things are actually, your powers. What got me kicked out of, what I didn't get kicked out. I went. I left. You don't understand. I wasn't fired. I walked away from the position. But what made me flee the garden? Submission. What made Lucifer flee heaven? Submission. What makes you break up with your freaking boyfriend or girlfriend? You're tired of being a bitch. What makes you leave your job? You're tired of fucking being treated like shit. You want better for your life. You believe you deserve better. God created you with that. And that power can be used for all good or all evil. You can be, egotistical and be superior, the sense of superiority to everybody. Or you can use it to just free yourself from the mass conscious. You can use it as, power over mass conscious, or just an ability to detach from mass conscious. And I teeter-totter through both. It's my ability to not be like you, but at the same time, thank God I'm not like you, and, ultimately it's to get you like me. Well, like us. Because I'm not the only one of my kind. Oh, God. Yeah, grounding, staying in the body is hard. A lot of spiritual people who meditate regularly, as well as other people who have not developed much awareness yet, have not learned grounding and may tend to hang out in the ethers above their body. That's why I tell you, outside of my body, the body's here, I'm just hanging out outside looking at visions and putting it into the brain. If you are one of those people, you can be left very susceptible to taking on foreign energy from other people or even entities. And that's why I got to use that. A lot of you don't understand all these crystals. Your computer system, these are apps. Right? So when I go into the ethers, dude, I feel everything. I have to have certain layers of protection that only allow certain things in. In the beginning, no, bro, going through collective energy, and I tell you what that's like, bro. It's like I can feel your thoughts, I can feel your feelings, I can feel this and this and this, and oh God, please don't make me go out there. It's because it's like I'm a piece of tape. I always say this. I'm a double-sided piece of tape, and you put me out there and I catch everything. What do you think I'm doing when I'm sitting still? I'm catching everything. Some of it is like, get it off me. And that's what I'll say. Get them off me. Get it off me. That post a little while ago, could have been Kanye. It was real loud. Whoever posted, it's like, get them off me. Meaning I'm in the ethereals and I'm catching signals out there. And now it's on me. It's in my body. I can hear it going through my body. Get it off me. Yeah, bro. It's everywhere. Because I'm an etherical being. I'm not limited to the body. A lot of spiritual, if you are not one of those people, you can be very susceptible to taking on foreign energy from other people or even entities. At best, even if you're not being a psychic sponge, you cannot move your emotions or karma out of your body very well without first being in your body. The Pleiadian approach, and that's what I'll tell you, the body is so heavy. It's got too much on it. I can't get it off. Meaning I can't carry the body. There's too much on it. The Pleiadian approach to spirituality involves full body cellular enlightenment and or ascension. In other words, the goal is not to leave your body and transcend the physical. The goal is to transcend your belief in and fear of the limitation of the physical plane. You accomplish this by spiritually descending into matter fully for the purpose of clearing lower frequency energies such as repressed emotions, belief systems, judgment, control, and other contracted energies that are the source of limitations in the third dimension. Again, it's what it says about understanding yourself, going into your subconscious, healing yourself. This is what I told you. You know what I mean? To do this, you have to descend into matter fully for the purpose of clearing lower frequency energies, such as repressed emotions. In order to do this, to become free in the spirit, you know what I mean? Enlightenment and ascension, you have to descend into the deepest pits of yourself, into your pain and suffering. These are, you know what I mean, where you hold your belief, control, other contracted energies. You got to clear all of this out. You have to go into it, and that's Dante's, journey, or Carl Jung. Here we go. As this is done, you make your way for your higher self to complete a blend with you, as the Christ, Kuan Yin, and Buddha did. I've done this before. in, and that's why I'm with the Ascending Masters. I am, there might be, but all other forms of the goddess that ascended were dark goddesses. The only light goddess that you're going to see in the books, in the teachings of ascension, is me, Kuan Yin. But the other females, the other goddesses that you're going to learn as ascended masters are me in the dark form. I'm the only one that's ascended. Once an ascending master, always an ascending master. I've done it in my dark forms. I've done it in my light forms. Now I'm doing it again and doing it better. That's all it is. This results in full chakra, cellular enlightenment, or ascension instead of escape. The spiritual goal requires you to be in your body, and thus there is a need for grounding. The technique used for grounding is as follows. And I'm going to stop there. I teach a lot of this. And this is going in deeply. I teach a lot of different grounding techniques. That's all I do all day, is trying to ground everything outside of me into this body. Because I'm not sitting in this body. You know what I mean? I'm an etherical being. I'm a soul having a human experience. Meaning my soul, you know what I mean, is outside but inside, if that makes sense. I tried to explain that in last night's video. It's like, you'll see me. I'm here. I'm physically here, but I'm not. I'm outside of it. And that's what I told you last night in the conversations. I step out of the conversation while the conversation is still happening. I'm still talking while I'm watching what's really happening right here. And that's your layers to your being. You have your mental body, which is all how your body is seen through the mental state. You have your emotional body, how your body is seen through how you feel. You have your astral body. You know what I mean? You have your energetic body. You have your actual physical body. There's many layers to it. Then you have your, you know what I mean? Your universal DNA system, which is your planets that are in your body. You have all of this inside of you, and you can access different layers of your being. But not when you're sitting there in your thoughts. All of this starts by working through our thoughts. Our fucked up thoughts and our fucked up feelings. As it said, your low frequency. Repressed emotions. How did I get like this? Because I kept going through my pain and suffering. And that's all I do. I can teach you everything, but the bottom line of what I specialize in, shadow work. I teach you how to heal, bro. But in order to do that, I have to hurt too with you. I have to go through my own pains to show you how to find yours and how to get through yours. But yours are no different. They're just a different story. You're going to feel the same way I felt. That's the resonance of what keeps us combined. In your pain and suffering is me. I'm Lilith. I'm the name of that pain and suffering inside of you. It has a name. And it has a voice. Hopefully it doesn't curse as much as I really do. But probably that's what makes you, cursing comes from pain and suffering. And that's where it is. It's like nobody's going to understand your feelings like me because I am those feelings. I had them first. They're still in me. I'm made up of nothing but feelings. I feel you. As you shift through your feelings, I feel it. And that's where it's like, I need to get you off me because I can feel these aren't my bad feelings. Now I'm in yours, which are activating mine, and we were fine. I have to help you heal yours to get it off of me. And that's going back to my twin flames. Can you really travel? Yeah, but did you hear what happens? I travel into their pain and suffering. That's where we're connected. I have to go through there first. Why do I want to go into your pain and suffering with you? That's all we ever do. That's all I ever do with you. I have to do it because you won't. I have to go into the places that you're too afraid. You just spark it. Going back to Russ. That's a very hurt man, bro. You're like, no, you're a hurt one. He reflects my hurt. Can't you see that all of us are hurt this bad? I'm the only one healing it. But all of us feel it. How you doing over there, Lewis? Lewis is upset. Lewis got in last place at the race. Not last, but pretty much. And then, as he had no confidence and this and that. And it's like, this is how I'm going to start and this and that. He's psyching himself out. And I don't want to be in this, Lewis. You could have avoided all these terrible feelings, dude. We gotta ride this race with you. I gotta ride through your emotional roller coaster for the whole season, Lewis. I didn't ask for this. But if I don't take it on with you, then you're gonna take it, it'll kill you. Don't romanticize the twin flame journey, bro. It's a healing journey. You're healing yourself and others through a person. Don't make me watch this, Russ. I don't want to watch you hurt. I don't want to watch you be rejected. I'm tired of hearing you be fucking alone, Allie, and fucking Marshall. You're not lovable. You just have to be brave and let someone love you. Stop being scared. They already love you. You don't love yourself enough to let someone love you. And fucking Royce and fucking Bobby and Logic and Nate. There's a perfect, just round them up. Woody's roundup over there. Guys, put your spine on, bro. You're mighty men of God. You're not fucking letting down women and children. You're standing tall to women and children in the name of God. It's like, oh God. Can I get rid of him? Oh, can I get a witness? And you're like, you want to marry him? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding? You want to get married and have kids? No, not ever. But God says he's going to make me do it this time, and I'm going to have to this time. Don't make me do it, God. Oh, God. Going back to Bobby. So I don't know what voice you're hearing. The voice of God. I would not be talking to you unless it was anything less than God. I've been running away from you for about 7 years. It was fucking God. Trust me. Trust and believe that. I don't listen to it. The devil would not be tempting me with you. He'd be telling me to go mess with someone new. Anyways, going back to it. There's no such thing as the devil. Yeah. So, what did we learn today? Visions, belief, sight, egotism, unconditional love. There was a lot of it. And it all comes back to Christ, bro. It all comes back to being a kind person, dude. Be a good person. What did we read out of the Bhagavad Gita? We found out what it's about. It's just a story, apparently. But that's exactly what the Bible is about. It's about Jesus' story. You know what I mean? Taking on his own people. That's what everybody's story is about. What was his story? Taking on his own people. We're done here. Hey.
The Xbox One hasn't turned on since it overheated.
Oh, man.
And it's incredibly hot in that room.
Oh, my God, guys. Hey, I love you guys. I have to wear my body and deal with 3D issues, I guess. But anyways, going back to it, I want to start with this. Be careful if you try it. Be very careful. But, you know, if your girlfriend has had really terrible, maybe. It's not limited to women or man. But be careful touching it. Come back to your reality. We got to stay in the reality. As follow as Lilith, that's rebellion. Be careful. If you're ready to stand up to authority, that's the juice. What do you do with it? Put it on your third eye. Be careful not to put too much because it'll run into your eye and burn your eye. Put it there. Put it on your temples. You're going to make a triangle. Put it on your third eye and behind both of your ears. And then what? Go for a ride, go for a walk, and watch how you start to zone out. You don't really see anything in the beginning. You just know that you're zoned out. Your eyes are very open. You're just seeing stuff, but you're not blinking. You're zoned out. You know when you're zoned out. Whenever you're zoned out, you're outside of the body. You don't always see what's out there. The veil will come down later. But that's how often you can leave your body. It gets a little scary. Hey, I love yous. Laters. Happy Sunday, fun day. Bye-bye.